Stay the fuck away, stay the fuck away. Stay the fuck away, stay the fuck away. Howdy, y'all. Sean Patrick here, back after a long break. No, I wasn't off working with NASA to fake the Mars landing. I was just bored with 2021. It all just seemed like an extension of last year. For example, 2020 brought us COVID, while 2021 just added VOCs which aren't for huffing. Last year, unarmed black adults were being killed. This year, it's family fun time because handcuffing and pepper spraying their children has been added to the menu. In 2020, there was, at the very least, one confirmed racist in the White House. In 2021, there were thousands in the Capitol building. And don't forget that Marjorie Green Real Estate can do that for you. Now, I was pretty much ready to throw up my hands and say fuck it when the boredom is broken by every single major news program taking time to repeatedly show footage of giant panda crotch. I'm really hoping that didn't give any COVID fatigue naturalists ideas. Then we went back to reporting things like somebody's having a baby, celebrity couple X has broken up, and one piece that hurt me in particular. Now, when a celebrity dies, CBC does a piece on them. In their intro, a banner comes across the screen with the celebrity's name on it. So when that happened with Paul Schaefer, I was elated. But he didn't die. He's being inducted into the Canadian Songwriters Hall of Fame for his work on the song It's Raining Men. Why the fuck do I know that? As silly as this seems, it illustrates a much deeper issue. The inability for the mainstream media to put together an hour of news that is, in fact, news. Mainstream media should be able to find enough important material to fill their national daily show without resorting to which celebrity hates which and what pop band broke up. All of that stuff is for other venues, and we can get our entertainment fix elsewhere. When they aren't padding out their daily news programs with that fodder, they spend their time demanding that officials repeat themselves and impersonate Nostradamus. Sorry, a little tickle in my throat. I think I got it. Right. What they call journalism today is just slinging venom-filled questions merely intended to widen divisions and cause unnecessary arguments which further the lack of information, directly contributing to fear-mongering and strengthening people's beliefs in conspiracy theories. Actual news is merely facts, not entertainment, which makes it dry and thus not so good for ratings. So to the detriment of us all, the media is sensationalizing it. And that's all media, left, right, conservative, liberal, even PBS channels are guilty of this. It's like, if lawmakers and keepers were making decisions in their own best interests instead of those of the people in society they're supposed to be representing. Who would do a thing like that? Oh yeah, the Canadian federal opposition. Again, in clear ignorance of the government's job and the basics of diplomacy, the opposition forced through legislation a non-binding agreement to call China's treatment of the Uyghur people genocide. While the goings-on in this situation are clearly genocide, what effect does this have? Well, first of all, it is non-binding, which means that nothing else actually has to happen as a result. Juicy Justin doesn't even have to publicly state this, and his foreign ministers don't have to do anything they weren't already doing. Secondly, it has been stated clearly that our government does not condone China's actions in this regard. So, why did this happen? It happened because the official opposition wanted to make themselves look good by appearing to stand up against China, which is an incredibly popular issue at present. And did this get China to say, oh yeah, our bad, we'll knock that shit off? No, it didn't. They said, get the fuck out of our internal affairs. The opposition's actions in this case have only resulted in undercutting the government's diplomatic abilities, especially in the case of the two Michaels. While I agree that a race is more important than just two people, we can do nothing short of inciting war to change what's happening to the Uyghurs. And this popularist pandering has probably now made that also true for Michael Spavor and Michael Kovrig. The opposition didn't do this for humanitarianism. They yanked the diplomatic rug out from under the liberals for political gain. And then, after the likely tragic outcome, the opposition will say that it was the result of the liberal government being weak on China, and they will never take any responsibility for this by calling it either a decision or a mistake. And that brings us to Texas, which, even before the freezing over, had been described as hell many times, so I guess I should be expecting Crystal from high school to call me for a date. Now, aside from the clearly ridiculous claims that the power shutdown was due to a failure of green energy, or the Green New Deal, which is yet to be implemented, everybody is jumping up and down on Senator Ted Cruz for his trip to Cancun, and I just don't understand why. There's no power and no water in a huge chunk of his state. Those things are considered basic necessities that a parent needs to provide for their children. And when the cavalier attitude of the Texas government failed him, did Senator Cruz demand a handout from the government? No, he got up off his lazy ass and turned to the robust and reliable infrastructure of Mexico. Because you know what they say, when you have lots of ice but can't make margaritas, it's a necessary trip. Well, that's enough for tonight, kids. So remember, wear a mask, stay the fuck away from each other, and wash everything. A lot.